So hello everyone, welcome back to School Coaching Point. So in this video we will discuss coordinate geometry class 9 chapter 3. So I will start from the basics. So if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for the upcoming videos. Now let's move to the topic. Coordinate geometry. So in coordinate geometry, basically we should know the axis. What do you mean by axis? So axis means the vertical and the horizontal line. So here is the coordinate plane. So coordinate plane means the plane in which we draw the axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. The basically axes are what? The vertical line and the horizontal line. So this is the horizontal line, and this horizontal line is known as x-axis, and this vertical line is known as what? Y-axis. So in a number line we know the concept. So when you draw a horizontal line, the right hand side of the zero, suppose this is the horizontal line, and if we put the zero here, then the right hand side represent the positive number and the left hand side represent the negative number. Exactly same concept we need to use in the x-axis also. X-axis is what? It is nothing but the horizontal line. So if this is the point O, or you can say the origin, so intersecting of the two axes, x-axis and y-axis, this is known as the origin. And if we consider origin at this point, and the number which is lying right hand side of this origin is represented by the positive number, and the number which is lying left of the origin, this represented the negative number. Exactly same concept with this horizontal line. And we know that in a vertical line, if we draw a vertical line, suppose this is the sea level, then above the sea level we know that the numbers are what? The positive numbers, and below the sea level we know that the numbers are what? The negative numbers. Exactly same concept. To here, why we consider as a what? Vertical line. So in this vertical line, this is considered as a sea level. Suppose we consider this one as a sea level. So above this sea level, the numbers are what? The positive numbers, and below this sea level, the numbers are what? Negative numbers. So in a coordinate plane, so we have already discussed the axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. So here this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and x-axis is represented by x, o, x dash, and y-axis is represented by y, o, y dash. Now here we can see that when these two lines intersect at the point O, and there is a condition, when these two lines are intersect, the angle between them should be 90 degree. It should be 90 degree. It should be 90 degree. That means we can say that both the lines are what? Perpendicular bisector of each other. So at this point we get the 90 degree. Now here we can see that in this coordinate plane, so there are basically four parts. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And in the first part, these are what? The quadrant. Quadrant means the part in the part which we get in a coordinate plane. That means while the axes intersect at a particular point, we get four parts, and these four parts are basically known as the quadrant. And in the first part, this is known as the first quadrant. This first part means the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, the value of x is positive, because this first quadrant, how can you get this first quadrant? This is the positive x, because we have already discussed this part is what? Lying right hand side of this origin. So this is the positive x and this is the positive y. That means in the first quadrant, both the x and y are positive. That means x is positive, and y is also positive. Now move to the next quadrant. In the next quadrant, this is the quadrant, and this quadrant is comprised of the negative x-axis and the positive x-axis, and this is the negative x-axis. That means in the second quadrant, x should be what? X should be the negative one, and the y should be positive. In the third quadrant, this quadrant is comprised of the negative x-axis and the negative y-axis. This is the negative x-axis lying left side of the zero, and this is the negative y-axis because lying below the zero. below the 0. We have already discussed. So this third quadrant is comprised of the negative x-axis and the negative y-axis. It means the x would be negative and the y should be also what? Negative. And in the fourth quadrant is comprised of the positive x-axis and the negative y-axis. That means x should be what? Negative, and y should be, sorry, x should be positive and y should be negative. Okay, now we will discuss the exercise 3.2. 3.1 is not so important from the examination point of view. In exercise 3.2, question number 1, so write the answer of each of the following question. What is the name of the horizontal line? So we have already discussed horizontal line means this is the horizontal line, and this horizontal line is known as the what? X-axis. We have already discussed. Then the next number is what? The vertical line. So vertical line we have already discussed. The vertical line is what? Y-axis. Vertical line is y-axis. And then the next question, what is the name of each part of the plan? So we have already discussed when the x-axis and y-axis intersect at that particular point. So we get 4 parts, and these 4 parts are known as what? Quadrants. These 4 parts are known as quadrants. Quadrant we have already discussed. Then next number, write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. So when these two lines means this x-axis and y-axis intersect at this point O, and this O is known as origin. This O is known as origin. So we have already discussed. So two important point you should know. The first one is what? X coordinate is abscissa, y coordinate is ordinate. So x coordinate means is nothing but the values of x. The values of x we have already discussed. We getting the positive value and negative values of x, and these values of x is known as the ordinates. So there are two important points, so you should remember. X coordinate means the abscissa and y coordinates means the ordinates. So x coordinates, the abscissa, x coordinate is nothing but the values of x. Values of x. So we have already discussed the positive values and the negative values of x. So this is the coordinate plan. So here we get the positive x, here we get the negative x. So these are what these points are represent the what? X coordinate. Coordinates means simply you just remember the values of x. And this x coordinate is also known as the abscissa. Similarly, the y coordinate is also what? The values of y, and the y coordinate generally we known as the ordinate. Now we will discuss exercise 3.2, question number 2. So here is the given figure. So in this given figure, first question is what? The coordinate of B. How can you find out the coordinate of B? First of all, to find out the coordinate of B, we should locate the point. So where the point B is, this is the point B. Now how can you get the point? Suppose you are standing at this point O. Suppose you are standing at this point O, that means to get the point you should move to the left hand side. So how many division you should move? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division in the negative x-axis. So 5 division in the negative x-axis. After that we have to move in the upward direction. That means 2 division. So 2 division up in the positive y-axis. That means after reaching this point we have to move up. How many divisions? 2 divisions. 1 division, 2 divisions, because it is 1 and 2. So coordinate of B is what? Minus 5, 2. So what we have done, once again I am explaining. First you locate the point B. So from how can you get this point? Suppose you are starting from O. Now to get this point B, we have to move in the left hand side. So how many divisions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after reaching the point, we have to what? Move in the upward direction. That means the positive y-axis. How many divisions we need to move? 2 divisions. This is 1 division, 2 divisions. That means the coordinate of B is what? Minus 5, 2. So if while you're writing the coordinate, one point you should remember, the first position is always represented by the x, values of x, and the second is what? Represented by the values of y. This is the representation of the coordinate. Coordinate means the position of the point. So in the next number, the coordinate of C, exactly in the same concept. First you locate the point C. So here is the point C. So how can you get the point C? Again, suppose you are standing at the point O. Now you need to move in the right hand side of the O origin. How many division you need to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division. Okay, after reaching the point, we have to move in the downward direction, that means in the negative x-axis. How many division we need to move? 1 2 3 4 5. That means 5. This is 5 in the positive x-axis, that means after that 5 in the negative y-axis to get the point C. So what is the coordinate? Coordinate of C is how much? It is 5 comma minus 5. So once again I am explaining what we have done. First you locate the point C. So how can you get the point C? From this point O, we need to move positive direction, that means we need to move in the right hand side of O. How many divisions? 1 2 3 4 5. So after reaching this point, we have to move in the downward direction. How many divisions? 1 2 3 4 5. That means minus 5. So 5 and minus 5. This is x and this is y. This is the coordinate of C. Then the next number, the point identified by the coordinate minus 3 comma 5. So minus 3 comma 5. So this is minus 3 comma 5. It is given in the question. So minus 3 comma 5. So how can you get this point? Again starting from O. So 1 2 3 then 5. 1 2 3 4 5. That means it represents the point E. So what is the point E? E represents the coordinates minus 3 comma 5. Exactly, actually while we finding the answer, we are using the same concept again and again. Then next number is what? The point identified by the coordinate 2 comma minus 4. Again 2 comma minus 4. Identify the point 2 comma minus 4. This is the 2 comma minus 4. This is 2 comma minus 4. So how can you get this point? 2 is positive. So 2 comma minus 4. 2 is positive. That means we need to move in the positive x-axis. That means 1 2. After that minus 4. Minus 4 means we need to move in negative y-axis. That means in the downward direction. That is, this is 1 2 3 4. So this is the point represent minus 2 comma minus 4. Again I am explaining 2 is the positive. That means we need to move positive x-axis. That means how many divisions? 2 division. Then after that minus 4, that means we need to move in the downward direction of y-axis. That means the negative y-axis. How many divisions? Minus 4. 4 divisions we need to move downward. 1 2 3 4. So this is the point represent 2 comma minus 4. Then the number 5, abscissa. So I have already given the notes. Abscissa means the values of x, the x coordinate of the point D. First you look at the point D. Where is the point D? D is the point. This is the point D. This is the point D, and in this point D we have to find out the abscissa. That means the coordinate of x. So before finding the coordinate of x, we have to find out the position of D. So how can you get this point? Again starting from O, first you move how many divisions? 1 2 3 4 5 6 divisions. 6 divisions in the positive x-axis, so we have to write plus 6. After that, reaching this point, we have to move upward. How many divisions? 2 divisions. 1 2. So 6 comma 2 is the coordinate of D. Now after finding the coordinates, we have to find out the abscissa. That means the x coordinate, the values of x. Now in 6 comma 2, what is the values of x? Values of x is 6 and values of y is 2. Then the next number, ordinate of h. So I have already given the notes. Ordinates means the values of y. So first you look at the point h. So where the point h? This is the point h. So how can you get the point h? Again starting from the point O, we have to move left hand side. How many divisions? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 divisions in the negative x-axis. So you just write down minus 5. Then from here we have to move downward. How many divisions? 1 2 3 divisions. Again in the downward, that means the negative y. So minus 5 minus 3 is the position of h. This is the position of h. So after finding the position coordinates, we have to find out the ordinates of h. Ordinates means the values of y. So what is the values of y in this point? This is the x and this is a y. And values of y is minus 3. Then number 7, the coordinates of L. So again find out the point L. Where the point L? This is the point L. This is the point L. Now to get this point, again same concept, we have to start from O, but in this case we are not moving in any direction of x-axis. Directly from the point O we are moving upward direction. How many divisions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions above. But since we are starting from 0, we are not moving in any direction of x-axis. We are not moving in positive x-axis or negative x-axis. We are directly moving to the point L. That means to the point 5 in the positive y-axis. So the values of x should be 0. So in this case the values of x should be 0 and the values of y should be plus 5. Why it is plus 5? Because of the positive y-axis. Since we are moving in the positive y-axis, that's why the 5 is positive, and why x is 0? Since we are starting from 0, we are not moving in any direction in the x-axis. So directly we are moving to the point L. That's why the values of x is 0, x coordinate is 0, and the values of y is 5. So 0, 5, the coordinate of L is what? This is the coordinate, is 0, 5. Then the last question, the coordinate of M. So first you look at the point M. Where is the point M? This is the point M. Again the same concept, starting from the point O. So from O, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 in the negative x-axis. So it should be minus 3, 0. Again here also the values of y is 0. Since we are not moving in any direction of the y-axis, we are directly moving from the point O to the point M. How many divisions? 3 divisions in the left of the x-axis. That means the negative x-axis. That's why we are writing minus 3, 0. The values of y is minus 3, 0. Now, so in the next video we will discuss the remaining exercise of the coordinate geometry. So that's all for today. Thank you.